you're in sales, you need to listen to this phone call. Here is an absolute sales rock star that gets on the phone with the prospect and really quickly makes sure that they're making it all about the other person, and at the end of the day, the individual on the phone realizes, you know what, this person is my sales rock star. The agent does a really good job of the process and how they go about this phone call, so I want you to listen to this so that you pick up some cues right now to how this agent is connecting with the other individual on the phone and what they're doing to go ahead and make it all about the other person. But before we jump into this phone call right now, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so that you're getting more powerful videos like this as they come out right to your phone, so that you're always on top of things and you're doing everything you can to be better at your sales craft over the phone. So let's jump into this phone call right now.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Leslie, and I'm here to help with your transition into Medicare. Is this John?
Uh-huh.
How are you today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing real good. Thank you for asking. John, so I can best help you out or point you in the right direction, need to ask you a couple quick questions and verify some information. Looks like you're located in Tennessee. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And your zip code 37753?
No, it's 37727.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me fix that. Thank you for correcting me.
Boom. Let me stop it right here. I always say at the very beginning of a phone call, the first piece of information that you have to verify is this. Verify where the person lives. If you don't have their zip code, make sure that you're asking their zip code, verifying the zip code, verifying the address. It's a good way to establish credibility. So here was so key because she asked for the zip code right away, and guess what? It was wrong. What she had on her form or on her computer was wrong. So this was a great way to all of a sudden, okay, I'll go ahead and take care of that for you. Now I have the right information, because I've seen a lot of sales agents do this before where they had the wrong information, and then towards the end of the phone call when they're starting to give out the price, they're giving the price for the wrong area, and guess what? The price is much higher in the area the person lives than actually where that person was originally on the lead form, and all of a sudden now that sale blows up because the wrong information was not verified from the very beginning. But even if the price is lower than what the agent quotes, the prospect all of a sudden is wondering if that is true, because like the agent didn't do a good job right now of actually verifying where I live, and so I'm not quite sure I want to go ahead and deal with this agent. Let me talk to a couple other people to make sure that the information that they're giving me is absolutely correct. So a lot of times I've seen phone calls that have actually just gone ahead and they've not ended up in a sale just for something as simple as not verifying the information. So here's a key takeaway right now. When you're in phone sales and you're selling the phone, very first thing you do before you move forward is you've got to verify where that person lives. I've said this before, if you do not know where the person lives, you do not have the right to sell them. And that's something that I hold true to what I do, is that my first thing is to find out where they live so I know where I'm going. Right now I'm going to Tennessee. That's where this person lives. So mentally now I am going to Tennessee, and I'm going to be sitting down with this person in the state of Tennessee in their house. And that's what it is bringing the at-home presentation over the phone. You cannot do that in Medicare sales. You can't bring the at-home presentation over the phone if you don't even know where the person lives.
And of course, finally, happy early birthday. You got a birthday coming up in April, is that right?
That's right.
Oh, well, congratulations. I hope you have a wonderful day. So, John, are you still working or are you retired?
I'm retired.
Congratulations. Now, what are you using for health insurance right now?
Do what, ma'am?
What are you using for health insurance right now?
I've got United Healthcare that's through the railroad. See, I retired from the railroad.
Okay.
And it carries me until I'm 65.
Okay. So, and when you turn 65, you got to go back to Medicare and pick up a supplement, is that right?
I'm sure that's what I have to do, yes.
Okay. Well, I can help you with that. So, you know, the federal government gives you 6 months before your birthday to start shopping for your supplemental coverage, because, of course, the longer you wait, the more expensive it'll be. So they want you to get the best rate available. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Can you grab a pen and paper?
I've got a pen and a paper.
Oh, amen. A man who's prepared. I love it. So, it's...
See how the agent did that right now? Just started using a little humor right now. Didn't make it dry, making it about the other person right now. Now, be careful. Railroad workers typically, at the end of the day, are federal employees, and sometimes we can't do anything with them, but some are contractors that are not going to be able to get a type of union plan. So it's more, you have to ask more questions a lot of times to find out exactly what their situation is, but typically railroad workers unfortunately have their own union plans that we really can't do much with. But again, there are certain circumstances where you have to ask more questions to find out exactly what their situation is to be able to be better prepared to actually help them out. So let's keep going on this phone call.
If you would, John, write down my name and number, because myself and my company will be here to help you for the rest of your life as far as your Medicare goes. You ever have a question about your plan, you can't figure it out, call me. I'll help you, okay? So.
Okay.
So you see what's happening right now is this agent is starting to make a connection with this individual. You can hear it in his voice. Okay, he's starting to trust the salesperson, because right now the salesperson is saying, hey, if you ever have any questions, you call me. I'm here with you. I got your back. I'm here to work with you, not against you. I'm going to make sure that we're on the same team. You have a question, you call me. I'm your teammate. I'll get everything taken care of for you. I'll make sure that you're protected. She's already establishing that with this individual, which is so key and so crucial to the sales process.
My name is Leslie Moore.
L-E.
L-E-S-L-I-E.
Okay. More.
Moore. M-O-O-R-E.
Okay.
And of course, my direct number here is 844-427-7526. And
Okay.
my extension is 108.
Okay.
So, John, is there anybody else in your household?
My wife.
Is she going to be turning 65 anytime soon?
No. She's, she has, she'll be 63 in June.
Okay. Do you carry her on your retirement, your railroad
She's
retirement?
on mine. Yeah, she'll have to do something different when I get 65.
Yeah.
Boom. So it sounds like this gentleman already knows that he can't keep the plan. There's nothing there for him. So he's already, sounds like, done a little research knowing that, hey, his wife is going to have to go get her own plan when he turns 65. So this is something it looks like he's maybe done a little research in. But again, we still need to ask questions to make sure and we qualify this, because we don't want to get to an end of a phone call. All of a sudden, the gentleman goes, well, you know what, let me go back to my company first and make sure that I'm going to lose the coverage before I move forward with you. And then all of a sudden you spend all this time without any absolute certainty that this person could no longer continue their coverage. So any kind of thoughts I would give right now as I'm listening to this phone call right now live is this: I would have asked a little bit more questions to double check to make sure how he knows that he cannot continue that any longer, how he knows that his wife cannot continue on the plan anymore, asking more of those questions so I can have some absolute certainty, so I'm not wasting 40, 45 minutes of my time talking to somebody that really was just telling me what I wanted to hear. And that's the key thing, is a lot of times salespeople will just hear what they want to hear instead of really diving into the facts. So right now, in this phone call, if I was on this phone call right now, what I'd be doing is I'd be asking a little bit more questions to establish an absolute certainty that this person could no longer continue their coverage. Before I continue the phone call, I would ask more questions.
Yeah, she'll have to go on to the, unfortunately, she'll have to go on the ACA, the Affordable Care Act. So,
Yeah.
but, you know, what we're going to do today is I'm just going to spend a few minutes with you today explaining to you what Medicare does and doesn't do. And then, of course, we'll look for the solution for the things it doesn't do, okay? So we'll do a quick...
See what the agent's doing? She's selling the problem, not the solution. We're going to talk about what Medicare does and doesn't do first. We're going to figure out what the problem is. I'm going to sell you the problem, and then we're going to look at the solution. That's the key. I wrote the book, Sell the Problem, Not the Solution, because that's the key thing you want to do. You want to sell the problem. Sell the problem, not the solution. So she's doing a great job right now of actually establishing the problem, the pain point first, and then we'll talk about the solution.
1, 2, 3 exercise. Hopefully by the end of my explanation, you'll understand Medicare just as well as I do and be an expert just like me. Okay? So, has anybody taken the time to explain it to you, John?
I have one couple of people's been telling me about A and B, anyway, picking up the one's hospitalization, one covers the doctors, and then, excuse me, and I have to get a supplement to take care of the rest of it.
Exactly. So is there any particular company that you were leaning towards?
Boom. See what she's doing right now is she's already realized this person has talked to a lot of other people, and this person hasn't closed with anybody yet. So she's got to establish that, hey, she's the authority figure and she's this agent's sales rock star. So right now she's asking more questions. Okay, let me ask, has anybody talked to you about this before? Yes, he's now starting to tell her. So if you ask enough questions, people will tell you how to sell them. That's the key to selling. If you ask enough questions and you don't prematurely jump into trying to sell somebody, you'll start discovering these little things. And that's the key to this phone call, and I wanted you to listen to it. So I want you to listen to these things. So right now she's like, okay, what company are you leaning towards? Is there a company you're leaning towards? She's just gathering information right now so she knows best how to sell this person.
I haven't. I've been looking at a few, and I was just kind of. I was supposed to get another call. Matter of fact, tomorrow. Tomorrow's 16th. Is that right? There's a guy supposed to call me and give me some information tomorrow, and I'm supposed to receive some more information through the mail. And I just, was weighing my options. I hadn't really made up my mind.
Okay. Well, today's the 16th, and of course, you're going to be inundated with calls and people wanting to help you out, just like myself. Different representatives, either directly for the company, but what I do is a little bit different. I don't work for the insurance company.
Boom.
My job is to work for you, John. I don't.
Boom. My job is to work for you. This agent is all of a sudden putting herself on a pedestal like, hey, I am the authority figure. But you know what? It's all about you. I'm making it all about you, and that's really the key. Trying to connect with this person right now, which is the key to this phone call. Connect, connect, connect. Make it all about that other person, but you also want the other person to view you as the authority figure, and she's doing a great job right here.
Particularly care what company you decide to do business with, so long as they are an A-rated company with a competitive price, and to get you locked into that. Does that make sense?
It does.
So, again, I don't work for any one company, but instead I have access to them all. So, what I want to do is just talk to you a little bit more, refresh, in your mind, because I know it can be confusing and overwhelming, what Medicare does and doesn't do, and then we'll talk about the solution for the things it does.
Boom. See what she's doing again? We're going to talk about what Medicare does and doesn't do, and then we're going to look at the solution. Sell the problem, not the solution. She's focusing on the problem, not the solution, and this is where this individual is really getting a taste of an incredible sales rock star that's now making it all about them and doing it the right way by selling the problem.
Doesn't do, okay? So any one particular company that you remember that you were, thinking about or researching?
See, digging deeper. I always talk about unpeeling the onion. You want to keep going several layers deeper. She just didn't stop and say, okay, good, I'm going to try to sell this person something. No, she realizes that she's going up against other people that have talked to him, so she now has to establish herself different than everybody else. She can't come across as somebody that's just trying to sell him something. She's got to keep asking more questions and making it all about them. Remember, the more questions you ask, the more the individual will tell you exactly how to sell them. So listen up.
Well, I got some information from United Healthcare.
Okay.
Wait just a minute. I don't know if I wrote down a little information on one of these papers. If I can just find it. And I don't. I think that I wrote down. Okay. One of them. Let's see. One of the companies was Farm Bureau. I believe they was a $90 supplement, and I don't know, it's 𝘄𝗶𝗹𝗶𝗱.
Driving. Yep.
It was $98.55, and Mutual of Omaha was $102.03. I hadn't really. I just jotted down a little information.
Okay.
Plans like that. Medicare, I don't know now what, hold on just a minute. I got another little paper here somewhere. Oh yeah, the Cigna.
Yeah.
I had talked to them a little bit. One of they got.
Stop it right there. You know what? This person has talked to so many people. They've just thrown things at him. This sales agent just sits there and listens and starts taking that information. And at the end of this phone call, this agent actually sells this gentleman one of the companies that he just mentioned that somebody else had offered him. And guess what? It wasn't the cheapest one that he had actually been introduced to. So that's how you are a sales rock star, is you take the time to listen to the other person, keep asking questions, keep unpeeling that onion so you can see where they're at and where they've been. I've said this in another video. That's why it's so important to subscribe to this channel, listen and watch my other videos, is that I always say this, is before you can tell somebody where to go, you have to know where they're at, but you also have to know where they've been. And that's the key to selling, is getting to know where they've been so that you can know where they're at so that you can tell them where to go. And this agent did a great job of selling the problem, not the solution, finding out where he's at right now, then also finding out where he's been so that she can tell him where to go. And that's how you become an absolute sales rock star over the phone. Now that you've listened to that, emulate this salesperson and make it all about the other person, connect with them, sell the problem, not the solution, and you're on your way to a journey of being an absolute sales rock star.